Welcome back to you, baby dolls. The friendship and kindness is here. This is going to be the friendship cycle. Yay! This is going to be a 30% chance. Now we have a Care Bears. You can see all the lovely colors. Here we go. So this is a follow-up of my Dark Curse prophecy, which was released a day ago. And yes, it's very controversial because it's not what we want to hear. And trust me, I don't want to hear the Dark Prophecy either, okay? I am praying that we win in this one. And so there is a 30% chance, okay? And this is what we would like to see, okay? So number one, we have part A here. Bitcoin tops around $120,000 at around 12 to 18 months post Bitcoin halving. That's April 2025 to November 2025. So even though I'm telling you, do you see these, friends? The first cycle of Bitcoin did a 20,000x. Then from the this is from the bottom, right? From the bottom 600x, then 100, then 20x. You see it's dividing by 5. Well, you do that again, you get about a 5x here. It's about 4.5, 5x. You land about $88,000. That's where you land about it. But in this friendship prophecy, it's possible that, as we're going to see later on, the government has to print money faster again. There's a new wave of printing because the world economy cracks too fast, and the people that the government didn't want to crack start cracking. The banks, things start going bad. They go like, uh-oh, let's hit the emergency. We'll deal with the problem later. That is what probably brings us up here. So instead of us drawing ourselves to 88,000, we somehow get to 120. So this pushes me on the wrong side already, just because, so this peanut is where the BlackRock ETF is going to be already in place. So this is the 100 to 200K zone, okay? Now, I just have a problem with this already because we all know, be honest with yourself, every single person wants 100K in Bitcoin. Every single person. They wanted it from last cycle. They want 100K. So think about this, just the way I see it. If we stop at 120K or 140K, then why would we go back under? Like, we should have cleared it, right? So something doesn't add up with me if this happens, but I'm praying it does. I really am praying that it does. So this would be, instead of like a scam. So all you could do is, right, so from the previous Bitcoin bull, it did 243% off the top. So maybe you did just a 2x, a plus 100%. Okay, instead of a plus 3x, right, to plus 2x, it's about 130K up here. And we suddenly start to play out the scenario where, yay, everybody starts to win, and you'll see exactly why. So even with this scenario, there's a lot of people, I know they're all expecting, this is crazy, everybody's expecting gold, friends. If we just go back up here, everyone's expecting gold, 500K. Yeah, I want that, and I want this, trust me, I want this to blow the roof off. But from what we are seeing, it just doesn't seem like everybody gets to win that way. It just doesn't feel like it. So that would be in part A. Now, also in this part, Ethereum will flip Bitcoin, okay? But I'll let you know that this is not a necessity. This doesn't have to happen. Ethereum can stay under Bitcoin in this cycle, and we can still get a friendship cycle replay. So, but to do this, this is why this sounds enormous, right? So for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin, Ethereum has to hit $20,000. So 3 trillion market cap. So this is big. Like we need big money to come in, and for them to really get applications and everything developed into Ethereum to really overtake everything from what we see right now. And yeah, of course, I know on the chart it doesn't look like much. You know, it's a difference between here's where I think the curse prophecy will stop, the Dark Curse. Here's where I'm like just guessing it stops, and 20K is up here. You know, so I mean, but think about this. We all expected 10K in 2021. Look how close it was. So instead of here, we expected up here, but look at the death and destruction. This little red line going down is absolute turmoil, death. This is people literally, unfortunately, ending their own lives. This is death and destruction. This is what markets do, man. These markets they're beautiful on one hand if you take advantage of it, but on the other hand, this is what it is, friends. So I just want to remind you, okay, I have the adoption cycle here. Let's go just bring it back to Bitcoin. I'm going to show you right now and put the adoption cycle here just to let you know, okay? Roger Ver, innovators, Bitcoin $1 here, okay? Early adopters, this is Bitcoin where DaVinci J15 and Richard Hart buy the top, which is this cycle here, okay? They bought the top here. Okay, this is their early innovator. All right, that's them. Okay, now what's next? Pragmatics, which is the early majority. This was the Ethereum cycle. Everyone now comes into crypto. This is John McAfee, rest in peace. This is Tim Draper. This is everybody talking about the benefits of crypto coming mainstream. Late majority, that was 2021. Okay, I know it hurts. I didn't want to hear this either, but I looked at everything and I could smell it. Smell it, friends. Keep your posture straight, please, and remain. Remain a baby doll. Don't forget to like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. We got to see all sides of the coins. That's it, you know? There's a head side and there's a tail side. That's it. This is just the 30% tail side. This sucks, right? So look at this, okay? That when we're looking at this late majority, this is Elon Musk. This is Michael Saylor, all right? Even though Elon Musk and Michael Saylor, you know that people are talking about them like they are innovators. They are. The problem is they are not innovators in crypto. Okay, Michael Saylor was innovative in Apple. Elon Musk is innovative in banging 9 chicks and having like 9 women, 9 kids. Okay, so that's what Elon Musk is innovative in, and the rocket building part. So and building the robots, but the Ponzi casino money, that's not their field. All right, it's not their field. We know that. Be honest with yourself. We know that. We can have skills in the Ponzi degenerate casino we love and call crypto. But, you know, that doesn't mean you're necessarily great at, you know, building a building. For example, there's different skill sets. Yes, these people are super great at what they do, but this is a length of time. So even though they understand it, I'm not saying they don't understand crypto. Of course they do. They just came in late. They were too rich and powerful and smart already to care about it in the degeneracy zone. Okay, so this is the difference. Now, we've already passed that. You go, uh-oh. Now comes the laggards. Yes. Yes. You see this peanut? You see this peanut. Confirm if you see this peanut. This peanut is the BlackRock spot ETF. That's laggards. That's skeptics. Because now you can finally look up to those professors, those haters, and say, see, the government approved a Bitcoin ETF, so therefore we are now legit. But who cares about those losers? They're irrelevant. That's literally Loserville. We don't hang around there. They are always going to get a friendship rejection. You have a straight back. You've got 3 ice cubes in your cup of orange juice, and it's cold and fresh too. So these people, don't worry about them. Well, they're gone anyway. Also, unfortunately, there's Peter Schiff here too. Peter Schiff is now in the Bitcoin camp. And you know what hurts me when I tell people this? Firstly, everyone still believes that it's fake. No, it's actually real. Bitcoin. Peter Schiff is using Bitcoin for the art thing. He's saying it has a use case. He doesn't believe it's worth $1 million, of course. But admitting it has a use case, you are now no longer a skeptic. Peter Schiff's original arguments were saying that doesn't matter to use Bitcoin, you can use it for gambling and that's it, because you can make another Bitcoin. If you could make another Bitcoin, why don't you go do it? He couldn't. So he's admitting that he has to use Bitcoin for this artwork. You see what I mean? It's roses and fairies, friends, but then again, it's not. And yes, I am drinking very cold temperature water right now. Not room temperature. So it just, so many things are saying the laggards are coming, right? You know, I've drawn this scenario. I'll be honest with you. I've drawn this scenario, even if we go 120, 150K, it's possible. You know why? It's possible. Everyone says in here, Bitcoin will never go below $100,000 again. And they will say that. And then we do. So either way, a trap comes. I'm just telling you, either way, a trap comes. This hurts me to say this, that just too many things. I can't lie to you. All right. So, oh yeah, the Ethereum BTC as well. If you go to ETH Bitcoin, friends, ETH BTC doesn't have to flip in the next one. We can just trap everyone again. Everyone thinks it flips and then it doesn't. It can happen again in the third cycle. We don't actually need the flippening. But if the flippening does come, oh man, that's a big chunk. You know, like ETH BTC, if Ethereum is 16% of, because that's what ETH BTC flippening would be. If Ethereum is 16% of Bitcoin's price and Bitcoin is just $100,000, you got a $16,000 Ethereum. That's possible. You can kind of live with that. Everyone gets the exact $100,000 round number and then we go down. That's possible too, you know, because no one would ever dare to sell exactly 100K. That's another form of doing it. I hate to use, the word trap, friends. I'm just going to give it to you straight. You want to hear it straight? I'll give it to you straight. So also, now we move to part B. In this scenario, so the friendship and kindness scenario, there might be a deep world recession crack in 2024, the Bitcoin halvening year. This crack is so deep that world governments are forced to cut rates and do infinite printing harder again. So what do only strong hands stayed holding? So the weekends came next, but you needed an event to get weekends out. So in our scenario, if you just replay that, because this cycle is all about repeating the cycle again. In this cycle, if it plays out, maybe a recession, some crack happens again. And what we'll do is when we will look back, see the Bitcoin spot ETF, see this peanut where the Bitcoin spot ETF and the Bitcoin halvening happens. When we look back in the future, we're not going to remember the exact Bitcoin halvening event. All you're going to do is you're going to look down at this crash and you're going to say, oh, it was a crash because of, say, the world recession, or JP Morgan, or someone else someone had a banking crisis, or something going on that required big printing. Okay, so here's the thing. No one in here, so this is the beautiful part. This is why you listen to me, friends. Please like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. No one says this. No one says that this was the Bitcoin halvening front run and this was the Bitcoin halvening sell the news. Nobody. But it's potential that was exactly what happened. Right? Now, I know this is making people go, no, it's generally agreed that X, Y, and Z, but who cares about what people generally agree? People on average generally agree that they don't know what they're doing because they buy the tops and sell the bottoms. So we're not going to listen to the average person because unfortunately, they're not here 18 hours a day. I don't sleep. I'm here to work for you, work for the people. Just to let you know, when I look back at this chart, I see front running of the Bitcoin. And by the way, I was living this day every single day. We were talking about the Bitcoin halvening. I'm not even joking. I was here. Okay. I was here in crypto. I was day trading every single day. And yes, we were talking about the Bitcoin halvening. Go back and listen to Kitco interview. Kitco were making interviews on YouTube and they were talking about, is the Bitcoin halvening? Is it priced in or isn't it priced in? And we're doing this rally. Okay. And then zombie virus. Crazy to think about. So the zombie virus had an effect, but it's possible that the zombie virus only accentuated the crash. So instead of Bitcoin, say, dropping back to like 6,200, it went all the way down to 3,000, did like a giant minus 50% lower. That's another thing to think about. So I'm here to open your mind, friends. There is no answer in here. The answer is there is no answer. Okay. But I just want you to know, when we look back in the future, forget the zombie virus part. This could have been the Bitcoin halvening front run and then the doom dump, and then we continue as normal. So this is what I would rather see in this friendship scenario. The friendship scenario is the Bitcoin BlackRock spot ETF, but when it's a sell the news event, something extra bad happens because that will wipe all the weak hands out to again buy the top because they missed the bottom. Because if we don't get this wipeout part, guess what happens? You have all this retailer dead weight because you have retailers buying for the Bitcoin BlackRock ETF and then they're buying on the ETF as well. Do you really believe there's a world where everyone wins like this? Nope. You don't even have to believe it. No single chart in history ever shows this ever happening where, it went up and then the big news came up and went up again and we kept going up forever. We're going up and up and up. No, it doesn't happen like that, okay? It's up and then you wrecked yourself. That's what happens all the time. So in my scenario here, I've drawn, if there's a world crack, an economy, it's possible one of the countries out there, they actually have to go off the US dollar or they have to print money or something really bad happens with their currency, right? It might not be a first world country. I'm not talking about Japan, UK, Australia, or any of our baby dolls out there. I'm talking about more like a second world, something that hits pretty close to home. A country that's kind of close, kind of within Europe, somewhere, something that happens where there's a problem and everyone's like, oh crap, we've got to print heaps of money. So if this happens and it puts a lot of fear into the market, that would be a great launch pad for the next one. And then we don't have to stop at 80K. We can go to this 120K. But hey, we're not really playing with too many big numbers here anyway. Like, unfortunately, I would love this scenario where you all win. Yay, went to 320K. But I don't know, friends, because 320K itself is 6 trillion just for Bitcoin, right? Which means the total crypto is going to huge numbers. But hey, it's still a potential, it's still a possibility, okay? It's still a possibility that this can all happen, okay? So now, in part C, here we go. The stock market will continue its bull run And when we look back by 2030, we will then say the stock market was just pricing in artificial intelligence, just like it did with the 1990s tech boom. Now, this is only in hindsight, but then the 2030 to 2040 is a lost stocks decade. So this is super important information because I have great information to share with you. Do you remember the internet, right? You may have heard of a little thing called the internet. This was the stock market booming of the internet. This was the NASDAQ rally. The internet changed the world. Look at this enormous freaking run, right? And then we paid for our sins with 10 years of sideways, okay? So enormous run, and then you have to pay for your sins for 10 years. So this is a potential scenario. We're running up here, right? Where everyone goes, we're like this, and then maybe we're like, woohoo, it's actually an artificial intelligence run. This is what I mean by that. We go up, but then we end up paying for our sins anyway for the decade. So eventually there is a stock market paying for the sins part, no matter what you do. Just want you to know, man, look how hard it is to predict the stock market. Look what it actually did. Look at this crazy pattern. Up, down, crash. Look at this. You just go sideways, upwards for like 4 years, this tiny, and then it just accelerates. Can you believe that? Like this huge acceleration in the stock market. So this is a potential scenario because the internet changed the world. But you're seeing how fast AI is moving. It's possible AI starts to go exponential, and Cathie Wood is actually right, and we start really replacing so many jobs and making so many things more efficient. It's possible. It's possible, but I guess we're going to wait and see because there are no guarantees in this game. There's only probabilities. This is just a potential scenario. And by the way, that's a standard case for the bulls. That's what a lot of people on the super bullish side will say. Now, part D. We need this. This is 100%. If we don't get this, I'm sorry, we're not even getting this rainbows and fairies scenario, okay? So we need some sort of new crypto tech invented in 2024. So in 2012, we did Bitcoin forks. 2016, Ethereum, right? 2020, we did Uniswap. In 2024, something new that's truly mind-shattering comes along, like Uniswap or Ethereum Invention, innovation, something big. It has to be big. It has to set off a big alt season. It has to. If it doesn't, we're finished, okay? We have to be honest with ourselves. If we don't see a brand new amazing tech like the past, then we are only smoking hopium to believe that we aren't in a dark curse prophecy. So what do I mean by that, friends? So you don't have to look at charts to predict things all the time. So what I mean by that, okay? So here's the thing, all right? So when Bitcoin started doing this run up, this double leg up, back then people believed fair launches were super value. Now, you don't really need to believe in fair launches being super valuable by themselves. If you watch my videos, you understand. But what happened was people believed, oh, there's Litecoin now. Like, there's Litecoin. There's amazing possibilities with new Bitcoin store of value tech, layer 1 chain tech. That's what they believed happened. And that's why you had a big run. It was new innovation. We were launching other blockchains. So if you see how you didn't have to get out, you got a big run, and it went the standard distance, which is 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. This vertical line is the Bitcoin halving. You walk forward 12 to 18 months, you get that top. So you don't have to panic sell anywhere. You just hold to the standard time. Now, in the next cycle, this is what I mentioned. This is the Bitcoin halving. Now, we made Ethereum, friends. We made Ethereum. Ethereum was out here, and it was launching. It started being created. Developers were coming in. So once again, if you go forward this is on 2017, friends. This is not the exact date for the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving was here. Here you go. So if you walk forward, so we had around Bitcoin halving was around Ethereum creation. And then you walk forward 18 months. Here you have the Bitcoin top, the crypto top. So once again, as you can see, you're noticing a pattern. So we invent a cool tech, right? Which is what we think is really cool, like an actual technology, not just tweaks, actual technology. And then we go a full 12 to 18 months. Same thing in this cycle. We invent a cool tech. We walk forward 12 to 18 months, all right? Now, you might not think Ethereum was a cool tech, and we didn't even know that at the time, but it caused an alt season. So we will only know this as it's happening live. We have to see the new tech wave and see that it's giving us a giant alt season. If that happens, we can then agree based off history that, hey, whatever the thing these new super smart, really wonderful nerds have done, they have pushed forward the value creation of crypto. What happened in our cycle, the recent one, right? Here's the Bitcoin halvening. We had Uniswap. We had DeFi. Uniswap allowed DeFi. So there was DeFi. People were yield farming, but you needed to be able to swap the assets around and get the yield and all the Ponzi's, how everybody scammed everybody, okay? So DeFi was a giant scam alt season just like everything else. But Uniswap is a blue chip innovation. Wow, what a creation. The technology really pushed forward the crypto industry, one of the greatest inventions ever. And of course, DeFi was enhanced by Chainlink as well. But we don't use Chainlink. It's not a retailer product, but Uniswap is that. Captured everybody's imagination with DEXs. And look what happens. You walk forward. This is 12 months and this is 18 months. So if you walk forward 12 to 18 month zone, here you go in that little box. That's the top again. It's funny. If you notice that 3 times, friends, in 3 times we got the technology creation. We have an alt season that takes us to the top. Crazy. What about now? You're probably going to ask, have we invented anything? No, we haven't. I've made a video on potential narratives, and it's in this video here. Juicy 12 future Bitcoin crypto narratives. This is bull market narratives. So look at this. Look how I started, friends. Look at this video. Friendly reminder that you are my friend, baby dolls, just when they thought we... Okay. All right. So, yes, friendly reminder. Yes, you are my baby dolls. These are potential narratives. Now, of course, we're just guessing. We're just guessing. You have all these different ones. I go through every single one. But there's still not the guarantee. We don't know. Like, they have to create an application that's cool, you know? Because Uniswap is based off some, like, tech with some maths formulas and words that me and you don't understand. They made articles about it. But someone had to make Uniswap. They actually had to deploy the application to let the swapping of assets, you know? So, like, for example, just to open your mind, friends, let's be optimistic for the future. This is decentralized social. So, like, what if, just one example, what if Twitter opens up its API and someone hooks up a crypto trading platform where people can trade content on Twitter? Like, maybe you can trade stuff that gets views. Did you know that Elon Musk, maybe you've heard of him, Elon Musk is going to start paying Twitter influencers. You're starting to get paid from ad revenue, and it's going to come in the next few months, right? So it's going to be open to a select few of people. So when that happens, think about that. If Elon Musk is now letting you get paid on stuff, well, just imagine people can then hook up crypto such that you can basically like own the rights to certain content or a period of time. Do you know what I mean? We're starting to morph things. And just like how Uniswap allowed any degenerate to come and launch a coin, well, what if in decentralized social media world, someone enhances Twitter or a social media platform that allows anybody in the world to just make any content and punt on it? You know, this is a crazy thing, because what do I get from this? If content is viewed a lot and advertisers can attach advertisements under the banner, then they will pay money because it gets seen a lot. For example, you know, if I took a picture of my fluffy slippers, right, and I just sent it around the world and I got like 1 million views, an advertiser would be like, hey, I'll pay you like, give me like $500 just to put my banner under your thing that gets shared. So I'm just starting to open your mind with maybe what the future might look like in some form, obviously, but someone's going to make a cool application. That's why we come back to this zone. So even though this is this vertical line, this is the Bitcoin halvening, even though this is all possible, we don't know if it's going to be created. So if we do get some sexy innovation here that actually gives us the run, then that's going to be the great run. So these arrows here. So yeah, Bitcoin can be 160K. It can be all the way down to 80K. So this is the actual box. The actual box, the 12 to 18 months, is actually this box. You see this box? This is probably, if you just walk forward and you say, hey, 12 to 18 months, that's the zone, right? So it's April. So it's around April. Yeah, so April, May 2025 up to like November 2025. That is the fourth. If we get there, that'll be 4 out of 4 times crypto has exactly done the same thing. We create something new in its business cycle, which is the Bitcoin halvening catalyst, right? We create some new application and then we walk forward 12 to 18 months and we've run out of buyers. So the Bitcoin halvening is what actually gets everybody excited because there's new technology and creation, but the buyers seem to run out after 12 to 18 months because that's when the bear market actually starts. The bear market starts when you run out of buyers. So it's not got anything to do with selling. So that's something to think about. Okay, so this is the friendship scenario, friends. Don't forget, this is what we want to see. Well, what might not necessarily happen. Okay, so what would altcoins do? So altcoins, have a look at this. Altcoins, in our altcoin world, most likely, I think people would front run the Ethereum ETF, which obviously they're not even talking about, but it's got billions of dollars in there, so they may as well, right? Just the talks of it might be enough to get an Ethereum flippening. It might flip Bitcoin, all the burning, all applications, you know, and maybe in this scenario, if we get it, Hex hits that $1.50. Maybe it's combined value $1. Maybe it's combined value $1.50, $2. This is just, you know, a friendship kindness, $3. I don't know. I hope, friends, I hope. Link hits $200. Everything goes great. Total crypto market cap reaches the 12 trillion mark, which is what we have here. And I'll put this on a log chart just to show you. So this yellow might be a curse one, but what we all kind of hope is we get to this 12, like, whoa, bang. We hope we get there. That's what we hope happens, you know? So this is different. You can see the difference between the dark curse and that. Like, you're expecting up here and we end up down here. That's the difference. So, friends, there you go. What do we actually know for sure? What we know for sure is that we are still in this golden zone of depression and friendship right here. We are in the cheap zone. So you can avoid all this pain by taking a strategy of deploying your capital. Can you get a second job? Can you get garage sales? Do you have extra fluffy slippers you can sell? Can you do anything to increase your work hours, right? Can you get an extra job? Can you ask for a pay rise? Can you do and dip into savings? Can you do anything? Can you sell stocks and rotate some illiquid stuff? Can you rotate some stuff that's not going to pump in the future? Can you do any of those to participate in crypto? Because if you can, then guess what? You are buying so cheap on average that if we do even get a good scenario, dark curse prophecy, when we get to the dark curse prophecy zone, not that we know is going to play out, if you just took out 50%, right? You can take out 10% if you want. You're going to take out 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, and then you just left it. You pay your taxes and you just left it. And we say together, hey, let's promise we don't buy back unless there is blood on the streets. Okay, that money that we take out is not for dip buying. I don't want to see a dip. I want to see like absolute death and destruction like 2022. And if that doesn't come, this has been the friendship scenario. You are a kind baby doll. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. This would be the fourth cycle repeating. Is history destined for us to repeat this, or is it going to be the dark curse prophecy? My odds will change over time. Stay tuned, friends. Like, subscribe, bell button, or tell mom and dad not to be worried about the dark curse prophecy, because our destiny, we are in control. Catch you in the next one.